Shannon. How are you?
What's up, Amberita? I'm great. How are you doing?
Uh,
What's going on?
I'm doing well. It's been as we were just talking about, there's the 88 portal we had yesterday. We got a
Hmm.
full moon tonight.
Yeah,
I'm super excited, but it's definitely a lot of like energies coming through.
yeah,
For sure, a lot of emotions. I mean, I've been kind of crying off and on. I don't want to say randomly. I don't believe in random. Everything happens for a reason, but like definitely kind of like I was just like driving my son to school and I started bawling about my daughter and I was like, where did this even come from, right? But just a lot of that collective energy, like so many things are happening,
yeah.
the universe right now. What's how are you?
Same. Lots of crazy energy happening, and I know so many people. I mean, so many people that are going through it. It seems to be like a shedding right now, or like a letting go of poor people. And there's a lot of change in people's lives that I see in mine and around me. And yeah, it's pretty heavy. We went from like Mercury in retrograde to right to the portal, the 888 portal, and now the full moon. And yeah, it's a pretty powerful time right now energetically.
Yeah, that's right, the retrograde. I was looking at the Schumann. I don't know if you've seen the Schumann, the frequency, and I
Mhm.
don't know what I'm looking at. I just somebody will post it online and I'm like, ooh,
Mhm.
cool. What does it mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But and it was like there was like a lot of green and they were like 82 active volcano, right? Just things like happening in the universe right now that are like we've never really seen or heard of. That
Yeah.
are it's I try to stay on the excited energetic side, right? Because it could definitely go a different direction. But for me, I'm like, this is like you watch like movies of like the 60s and stuff like that. I'm an 80s baby, but like of, like the age of Aquarius, right? Like all these types of things. And I'm like, I feel like that stuff's happening right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
really, really powerful. And with that obviously comes contrasts, right? Contrasts of this human body and contrast of like emotions and things, right? It can definitely be kind of like a roller coaster.
Yes.
For sure.
Definitely a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get off.
Yes. Some kid, some teenager up there wasn't paying attention and he put me on again.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I said I want it off.
get
I
off
was
your
done.
phone, push the stop button.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
Oh my God. But you had today, you this week you had your class, your book club, and how'd it go? What's I know we're still on chapter 6. I couldn't be there, but I would love to know what was happening.
Yeah, it was great. Actually, I thought for a minute it was going to be me and Ashley having a personal, intimate book study, but some more people showed
Nice.
up, so it was great. Yeah, so we actually did finish out chapter 6, relationships. And it was very, there's some stuff they talk about marriage, and this is a cool thing about having free will and perspective is like I didn't agree with it, and I spoke on that. And that's my perspective because everything is a perspective outside of I think gravity and a few other things. Like everything is a perspective. And so, like, yes, I am married, but I don't believe in like we have to be, because she was talking about like commitment and everything. And I don't feel that we have to be married, that we have to have a certificate and a ring in order to signify commitment. Because a
Mhm.
commitment is what? As a perspective, is a belief. And it's something inside, right? So I could be married and not feel that you're committed. I could also
Right.
be unmarried and
Yeah.
feel a large commitment. So I don't really, I didn't really resonate with that. But I mean, and
Yeah.
again, like I said, I'm married, so it's not like I don't believe in marriage or anything, but I didn't feel like one necessarily, you know, it denotes the other. But it
Yeah.
was really good. It talked about commitment, obviously. And what else did we talk? I'm just looking at like kind of stuff I highlighted. Um, and I love that even though in relationships, it's, and a lot of times they'll talk about marriage and like intimate relationships, it can also apply to any relationship. So for instance, she quoted, "I love you so much that I can release you to be where you need to be, to go where you need to go."
Mhm.
And it says this moment in a relationship is not about an ending, it's about the ultimate fulfillment of the purpose in any relationship that we find the meaning of pure love.
I love
So
that.
I did that because prior she was talking about like if a relationship ends, right? So like, couple. Um, but I looked at it as applying it to my life right now. So my adult daughter, as you know, like she's moved out. And so I looked at it in that sense, like, I love you so much, I can release you where you need to be physically,
Yeah.
to go where you need to go. And it's
Yeah.
um like if you're coming from pure love, then there's no sadness. There's no
Right,
like, oh my God, right, kind of things because she's going forth on her path of expansion and so am I. It just happens to be in different physical
right.
locations, So that one was really powerful for me.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and the other thing she said that I highlighted is be still and know I am because it says love creates a mystical shield around us, protecting us from chaos. When we're in the midst of loss or betrayal or crisis of any kind, there is power in the words, be still and know I am. Truth can
Mhm.
never be destroyed. There is no loss except in time, and time does not exist. So
Wow.
truth can be, you know, for so many things. It can be in relationships, it can be for, manifestations, whatever. And I think that's a really powerful place to come from. Um, and I've said this before, like, because I was talking to somebody and they're like, well, like, how do you like get to that place? And I said, well, let's come, for instance, from, you know what your name is, right? You've had your name since birth, and somebody comes up to you and they're like, oh, well, your name is Susie. Are you going to have any kind of emotional effect behind that? No, because you know the truth of this
Right.
name, right? No
Yeah.
matter how many times, no matter who it is, you know, and you're going to stand true in that, right?
Oh,
So that can
yeah.
apply to anything else. If somebody's like, oh, you lied to me. Okay, cool. You knowing yourself and knowing your truth, it's not going to matter what that other person says unless you're wavering on your own truth.
Hmm.
Right. So I recently got a text by a family member and I was completely thrown off by it. And it wasn't mean or callous or anything like that. And later I was like, why am I so triggered by this? And I was like, because the question that was asked of me was something that I had already been kind of working
Hmm.
aside and I wasn't to that confident part of like answering
Right,
it. So then when it
right.
was compared to me, I was like, how dare you ask these same questions that I'm having? And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not literally how dare you, but I mean like
Right.
kind of like as a sarcastic kind of way because I had already been feeling that. And
Yeah.
then for me to type out a response, it was very like I was texting it very shakily, like, well, da, 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 because I wasn't fully confident in the truth of
Right,
like this
right.
is this.
Wow.
So it can be very powerful for, for certain things. Um,
I love the idea of the name. That's so true. It's like we got to
yeah.
think about that when we're like wavering, yeah, on our when we're not connected to our knowing, our yeah. It's like that's a great analogy to think about. Like we wouldn't waver on our name. We know that is the truth. That is
Mhm.
who we are. Oh, that's really good, Amber.
I think actually I saw a Bashar video about this too. He was like, if you, came up and somebody was like, "Oh, your shirt is orange," and he's like, you'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
it's white, but I
Right.
appreciate your
Right.
perspective." You know what I
Right.
mean? But you wouldn't, as you may find it odd, and just kind of be like, I'm like curiosity of like how they're seeing orange, but like you're not going to be triggered emotionally by it because you know the truth, because
Right.
thing. And
Yeah.
so it's learning to stand in that regardless of
Yes.
what the 3D shows and what other people, because until we get to the truth, like of like standing fully in it, like we would our name,
Yeah.
there's going to be people that are going to come mirror us and be like, hey, are you sure? Are you sure? Right? Like,
Right.
because they're going
Right.
to be mirroring back like our disbelief,
Right.
you
Right.
know? So, and
Yeah.
I've had that happen a lot, right, like for me right now. Not that they're questioning it, but just more just asking general questions, but the same ones that I'm asking, like,
Right.
so
Right.
sure, how am I going to do this?
Right. 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 Wow.
Yeah,
That's really powerful. That's
yeah.
great.
So it was a great. I'm excited to for those of you, it's Return to Love by Marianne Williamson.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I don't know if I've told you this because I haven't told many people, but I actually know of what our next book is going to be.
Oh, amazing. What?
And I'm super, super excited. The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer.
Yay. Oh, good. Yeah, you go. That's your
This,
man.
and I just finished it not that long ago. And it was really interesting because I was packing all of our stuff. As you can see, we got like boxes of stuff taken down. And I like packed it and something in me was like, well, don't pack it. I'm like, well, you already read it. Like, I'm not going to go and read. Like, I do read books twice, but not like
Of
back to back.
course. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when Yuki was like, what do you think about Power of Attention? I'm like, oh, and I'm like, crap, where'd I put it?
Yeah. That's
Thankfully, it
wild.
wasn't like fully taped up, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be
Amazing.
excited for that one because that one's really, really powerful too. Intention
Amazing.
is so
Yeah, I've
important.
never read it. I'll order it. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it's
Excited.
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yay. That's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So I know it's been a couple weeks. No, it'll be coming up on almost 3 weeks since
I
you've had
know. I
your healing
know. Yeah, we
lab.
had 5 weeks in July. So, and my
Wow.
class is on the second and fourth
Yeah.
Tuesday of the month. Yeah. So I've been missing it for
Yeah.
sure. And I honestly, I still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something about with the nervous system.
Mm.
I've been just looking at a whole bunch of different things when I have time, when I get home at night from work. Um, but I've just been doing, it's been a really rough time for me. I was just telling Amber, it's been like a month that I've been in this really insane energy.
Hmm.
And I've had from the morning moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I'm insanely busy and trying to like figure out my life. Like it's like been so wild. And so I don't have time to like sit down and really do a practice, which is insane, or do any of my Yuki classes, which has been really, it's been really hard. But I'm constantly connected to myself. I'm constantly chanting. One day you and I talked, and you're like, you need to get back to your Oponopono. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to do it online. So when I think of the person that really like started all of this, like really just like abandoned me and hurt me through all of this, it's like I sing it to him. So I do that a lot when I start getting really upset and really frustrated, and so I do that, and it really helps. Of course, to soften my heart. I do a lot of heart connecting. I mean, I'm constantly all day long, just as we've learned so many times in my classes, like the chant for the heart chakras yam, and so
Yeah.
I'm constantly, at work whenever I'm like out around running around all day trying to figure out my new house situation. I'm just constantly like chanting in my heart, singing like Yamma, 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 yam. And I just like that keeps me connected to my heart. I'm constantly, we've talked about before, like living in, it's a Wayne Dyer that likes to live in meditation. When he's living out in the real world, he's meditating. So when I'm
Right.
at work, I just really try to like, kind of like, I try to stay connected to my third eye.
Mm.
Um, and that just opens up so many things. It makes me not emotional. It makes me just really like connected to myself, to the universe. So there's all these little things that I'm able to do, which is, I guess this is part of why I'm going through this. It's like to really see my connection with myself. And obviously I've been working on it for so long. And so I'm able to be connected to myself all day long, which has been really beautiful. So I guess
Mhm.
that's been really nice. Like even when I can't, I don't have the time to do my self practices of sitting with my chanting, my meditation, my tapping, my all my stuff, my qigong. Um, it's really cool that there's so many ways you can still be connected to yourself, and while you're driving, while you're working, while you're eating, while you're whatever, like everything. So
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful world to be in, and it's definitely helped me navigate through this. I mean, this has been a really one of, I'm going to say top three hardest times I've ever been through in my life, which is wild to say because I've
Uh-huh.
gone through a lot, as we know. But
Yeah.
so I just there's a deep knowing. I mean, there's a few times, every once in a while I go off the rails and I start crying and I start freaking out, and then all of a sudden I just bring myself back to my knowing, to my trust in myself, but also my connection with the universe, which is so
Mhm.
important, and for just getting through every day, which is so important for manifestation. Just like really trusting in the universe, and I've been listening so much all day long. I try to listen to as much as I can to the Abraham Hicks that I sent you the other day. It's the first
Yep.
Abraham Hicks I've ever, if you guys ever want to be inspired, you have to Google Abraham Hicks, Things Are Always Working Out for Me.
Yeah.
And it's about 5 years old, I think. It might be the oldest one on there. And it is, I mean, it's such a great reminder of like when you look back at like when you're like in this moment and then you look back on your life and like see like how things, it's like, oh, things are always working out for me. And, it's like, um, one of the things she says in there that always gets to me is like I stopped blaming other people, for like what is happening in my life. I stopped trying to explain myself to those that cannot hear my explanation. That's a great one. Always defending
Yeah.
yourself. Always, it's like no, that like you said earlier, the truth is there. The truth is the truth. What is there is there. You don't need to defend it. You don't need to scream it. You don't need to talk about it. It is.
Yeah.
And so that's really, and then one of my favorite things that I've said for I've been around, I've been listening to Abraham Hicks now. That was the first video I ever heard of her 5.5 years ago. And I say it constantly. And I've said it, me and my friends say it all the time for the last 5 years. It's like, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. even when things don't seem like they're working out for me, they are in fact
Yeah.
working out for me. And so when I'm going through a really hard time in my contrast, when something isn't working out in this moment, I'm like, oh, it is working out. Things are always working out for me. It does not seem like it's working out for me in this moment, but it's always working out for me. And
Yeah.
it's like, words are so powerful, as we know, and words, I'm such like, words are big for me, you know, doing writing, doing comedy, being such a big reader, like all of these things in my life. I love, like, especially like joking around, like your words matter. It's what you say, and can change the whole vibration of a room, right? The whole vibration of the world. And so you can talk yourself into feeling better. You can talk yourself into a better mood. You can talk yourself into like ease and flow. And it's just like, you have to be really gentle with yourself. You can't just like say things that if you don't feel connected to, you need to pull back a little and just like kind of go more general. And it's such an Abraham Hicks thing, but it's just, it's really been helping me. So there's a lot of great exercises I have right now, to get me through this really difficult time. So
Yeah.
that is what I've been working on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's what we're here to do, to, excuse me, to grow and to evolve and expand. And it doesn't, I say this all the time, like it doesn't always look pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
caterpillar to butterfly, like it, we don't want
Exactly.
it to look like the butterfly coming out, you know what I mean? And I don't mean look as in like physical looks. I just mean,
Yeah.
there's crying, there's things, but
Well,
it's shifting it back.
I saw this meme the other day, and it was a caterpillar talking to a butterfly, and it was like, "Does it hurt?" And it said, the butterfly said, "Absolutely." And the caterpillar said, "Is it worth it?" And the butterfly said, "Absolutely." Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, it's
100.
it's painful. Like, one of my favorite sayings, I'm gonna start crying, is growing feels a lot like breaking at times. And it's so true. It's just like when you're growing, it's just like, because it's change.
Mhm.
Um, it's creating a new world, which it can't, like, when you're creating something, when you're busting out into something new and creating cracks in the system, it's like it can't feel good sometimes. It doesn't feel the same. And it's just like, so you're changing, you're growing, you're going to a different dimension. And it's just like you're breaking through, that's pain. That's expansion. It's like when you're expanding something, you can't not feel it. And it's just yeah. So
Yeah.
as painful as change and growing and expansion can be at times, obviously when you look back, it's always worth it. It's like I have been through some deep dark times and just in the gutter. And if I wasn't there, if I'd never been there, man, my life wouldn't be as awesome. And it's so crazy to say that, but it's just, as we know, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And it's really cool how you handle yourself in these situations. And then you're like, oh my God, I showed up for myself. Oh my God, I got me in this. Oh my God, I did that. I got myself through that. And when you do get yourself through that successfully, and for me not drinking, for me not, for me not becoming depressed and just staying in bed. And it's just like, wow, it's so cool that I show up for myself. And I don't even I don't even, you know, vibrate at drinking anymore, which is insane to me. Like, it's been like, I'm like, oh my God, I beat alcoholism. But it's just like, right. And so it's just really cool. And then, like, so when I wouldn't know that I didn't vibrate at that if this didn't happen. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that, like, the power of me and all the work I've done these last almost 9 years. And so, as hard as it can be, once again, it's always worth it. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing, is like you stopped identifying with that, because that's the thing,
Yeah.
is like everything is an identity, everything's a belief. And so the moment that, we no longer identify with something, right? Like blah, blah. I no longer identify with depression, right? I had to stop identifying with it,
Right.
right? So I don't take medication, like I don't go to
Right.
therapy,
Amazing.
do all these things. And so it's like when you stop identifying it and then you come upon these moments where in the past, yeah, same. I would have been in bed with the blanket over, just like numbing out on Netflix. Like I totally would
Yeah.
have, you know what I mean? And so it's like you come upon those moments where like the situation, like the things are still happening, but you don't go to that because you can't, you know what I mean? Just like me,
Yeah.
I've never identified with an alcoholic. So for me, I don't go to drink because it's just not my identity.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
So
Right.
I need to be in that same space of like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that looks like, right?
Yeah.
So now I literally, and I hadn't thought about it until you said something, but yeah, and like, yeah, I cried, right? Like I was bawling crying yesterday, but I'm saying it was coming from a different identity of like, I'm
Yeah.
depressed. He's like, no, there's
Felt
some like,
different.
there's some like
Right.
stuff happening that I'm like, I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
of like how this is working out for me in this moment. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like it was completely different. And I don't even think of like going to my bed or like watching
Right.
Netflix, like any of that stuff.
Right.
Um, because you had unidentify with it, right?
Yeah.
So
So
that's
true.
very powerful. And then it's also being able to look back on that. Like I can share my
Yeah.
whole story, but there's no emotional trigger with it when I talk about like how many years I literally spent in bed. Like no one,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like because
Yeah.
it's no longer me. I don't
Right.
know.
It's
And
amazing.
that's really powerful. And then also understanding, it's really interesting that you brought this up about the past because I'm reading the Celestine prophecy and I had never read
Mm,
it
yeah.
before. And
Yeah.
I'm like three-quarters of the way through, but he was talking about it in the book of like, and we all know this, like seeing how, you know, your life like brought you here today, but like really, and I knew that I've said that, like everything brought me here to this moment, you know, but like actually literally looking at specific moments of like, okay, this happened, like from a young kid, like my dad was this way, my mom was this way, and this, and spring, you know what I mean? And then going, holy crap, like I
Yeah.
totally see how it literally merged the path. And then also understanding like from our parents, um like kind of like what their life was about, like what they stood for in a very small like snapshot but abroad,
Yeah.
and then how I would have done things differently and how I am actually living my life in that way now. Like it was
Yeah.
very, I had to talk with my husband. I was like, okay, now you look at your parents, and he's like, what? And I was like, no, seriously, like, because I didn't know we were gonna be doing an exercise this morning. And I said, dude, because it's so like it's really like because it's all about like evolution of like you know us as a collective consciousness, and so it's like okay, what question am I answering in my life, right? Like how do you get to like freedom and
Right.
like the ultimate consciousness and like things like that, and then it's like looking back, piecing together like you know, because if we chose our parents and we did, then it's like okay,
Yeah.
why did we choose these? Well, because this and this and this, and then here I am in
Right.
this moment
Yeah.
having a conversation with you, you know,
Yeah.
very it's very profound, and it
Yeah.
very hit me this morning.
Yeah.
So,
And and you know, you can be emotional and upset
mm,
and like so many things can be true at the same time, but also be in the knowing, right? And also know it's going to
mhm,
be okay. It's like through all of this, it's like there have been maybe like 2 or 3 moments in the last month that where I've been like, oh my God, so scared. And it's just like, okay.
yeah,
And then I gotta pull myself back and calm myself down. But through most of it, which is, I mean, it's been 30 days really, which is a long time to be in this energy of, and like in this uncertainty around me. But inside, it's like, it's very steady. It knows it is very connected and it knows that this is all happening around me for me because of me, crazily enough. But it's just like, but there's a knowing that when this ends, and every day is almost crazy. Something new happens. There's lawyers involved. It's like wild. And it's just like, sometimes it's like, oh my God, this is so much. But there's like such a knowing that like, I mean, almost identical to what is happening to me right now has happened to me about a decade ago. And it's so wild to see the synchronicity of that and to see like how I handled it before and how I'm handling it now. And it's, I mean, the work I put into myself is definitely all the difference in the world. It's nothing but that. Like there's no other thing that has made me get through this except for my years of my connection with myself. And that's why it's so important that we really try to stay connected. So when like beep 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 does hit the fan, like that you're like it can be chaotic out here, but you're like in the knowing of this. And that, I mean, and that's why we do this work with Yuki,
yep,
because when it is chaos around us, we can be the treat. We can be the the steadiness in the storm. It's
yeah,
really true.
100%. And that's I was just thinking like he himself specifically, but then also like the community that he's built unknowingly. Like I mean, he literally said that was not my like intention to like kind of build this community.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, it's happening. We're here for it. So,
yeah,
but like in that calmness, you know, like every time I come on a call and I could be crying, I could be mad, I could be like whatever, you know, like in the thick of it of the 3D. And then I go and he's like, well, I see this as expansion, don't you? And I'm like, well, crap. Okay, if that's what you're seeing, then I need to come from a different
right,
lens because
right,
that's what I'm
right.
seeing, right? But and then also having like your tribe of people. My eyes keep watering. I
Yeah,
don't know. Ah,
yeah,
that's more shedding. Anyways, but like having this tribe of people, you know what I'm saying? Like Laura and Ashley and you and like all these other people
yeah,
that they see it from a different lens. Because
yeah.
when you're in the glass jar, you're like, well, how am I going to get out of here? And then
Absolutely.
people are standing on the outside looking through at you going, oh wow, this is amazing. Like this is, you know what I mean? And I'm like, huh,
Yeah,
Okay, so how can I view it from your point? You know what I mean? And it's very uplifting and it's very helpful to have kind of those spiritual perspectives.
Oh my God. I
That
want to
changes
say,
that changes everything.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it's so true. Like this last week, my good friend Megan, my best friend Megan that I've known since I was 12,
Yeah.
she she basically slapped me over the phone and was like, because I couldn't get out of the energy of blame and anger at the person that did like started all the catalysts for all of this insanity in my life. I mean, obviously my subconscious as well. But like I've just like so much blame and so much anger and so much sadness and so much loss and like all these things. And finally she was like, all right, we gotta, it's like been like 3.5 weeks. You gotta change your perspective. This is it. We're done. Like you,
Yeah.
yes, this happened. This did happen. They did do this to you, whatever. But like that's the truth. This has happened. What, like you're gonna just live in that? Like the law of attraction says, if you're living in that, that's what you're gonna get more of. And so she
Yeah.
was like, and that's when I like finally was like, oh my God. And I like snapped out of it. And I was like, I need more Abraham Hicks. I need to get back on that. And that's when I started. I was like, okay, go to the basics. Where does, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? What do I know will instantly like change my perspective? And it was, the things are always working out for me. And so it's just like that's what it's all about. Is it's always perspective. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm in, if it's the weekend or something, you could just have a call. I'll definitely, find, and I'm in the thick of it. I don't just, constantly consume, but I mean, when you're in it and you're not seeing anything, it's definitely helpful to have something like that, or, call on a friend that can see the other side for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like
Uh,
someone that you trust and that knows it all. So it's not
yeah.
even just like someone like there have been times when I've been on a Yuki call and I'm like I'm going through it. And then
Yeah.
everyone's like, life is great. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, you know what I mean? Like things are always working out. And I'm like, you don't even know me. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
just was like, but so it's like when it's like a you or a Laura or someone like for you, like Laura and Ashley and everything, it's like when someone that knows you so deeply and they know like your
Yeah. Yeah.
story and they know exactly like how you work emotionally and mentally and then they can like see the perspective of your life and it's like oh okay it's like so powerful to have these friends that you trust and like that you can count on to help you shift like who you're being in this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's the tribe that I found like in
Yeah,
you group. It's with
yeah,
all of you. It's like
yeah,
it's so beautiful. Like I
yeah.
actually don't have currently friends in the physical, meaning like,
Right,
where I live. I mean, I'm moving
yeah,
anyways, but like, and so it's like this is my go-to. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
unbelievable.
Which is really, really beautiful. And I love that he's
Yeah,
cultivated that. We get to be a part of it. I'm so excited.
we're so
Um,
lucky.
all right. So let me just check the date, the 12th, right? The 12th is
Yes,
Tuesday. You're
yeah,
having your vibration class. Super
yes,
excited. Tuesday the
yeah,
12th.
yeah.
And then Wednesday, the 13th, I will be having my book study group. We are still on a return to love for a few more weeks. We're
Hey,
7, which is work. It'll be interesting to see what perspective of work she's talking about.
yeah,
Um,
that's so cool.
yeah, so the link to join both of our groups is in the description below. And I've so enjoyed chatting with you. I love you
Same.
so
I love
much.
you so
And
much. Yes.
we will talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye.